Thank you for interesting me. Yeah, hi, I'm Eugene from Coexistence. Yeah, today I'm gonna talk about the economics of mining. So, specifically with one mining hardware, which coin a miner should choose, and what is dynamics? So I will answer to these questions in the rest of this talk. This is a joint work with Professor Hyung-sik and Jinwoo and my advisor Youngdae. Yeah, okay. So first, what is Bitcoin Cash? Actually, the Bitcoin suffers from bad transaction scalability. So several solutions were proposed. However, there was political conflict on these solutions. So due to this conflict, Bitcoin was eventually split into Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, or BCH. BCH has increased transaction scalability through a simple idea that is an increase on a block size. So Bitcoin has 1 megabyte as a block size, while Bitcoin Cash has 8 megabyte as a block size. Nevertheless, they have a comparable mining algorithm. Here, the comparable mining algorithm means the miners can conduct both BCH and BTC mining with one mining hardware. In this situation, how do miners behave? Actually, rational miners always pursue a higher profit. So depending on the profitability of coin mining, miners can dynamically switch the coin to be mined. If it's the more profitable to conduct BTC mining, then they can dynamically conduct BTC mining. Otherwise, if it's more profitable to conduct BCH mining, then they can conduct BCH mining. Even though the coin mining profitability depends on the both coin price and mining difficulty. However, we should note that predicting of the coin price is quite more difficult than the mining difficulty. So, due to this property, we can observe the sudden large hash power movement only when the coin mining difficulty changes. For example, look at this. Yeah. Oh, okay, can I use the ratio? Wait. Okay. Yeah, I know. I can use the laser, but okay.
I don't think there's a laser.
Okay. Yeah, so look at this, the figure. At the start of the gray zone, the BCH Bitcoin mining difficulty decreased. So large hash power moves from BTC to BCH. At the end of the gray zone, the BCH mining difficulty increased again. So because of that, the large hash power moves from BTC to BCH. To capture this behavior, we formally defined the fickle mining. So for easier understanding, so you can see this figure. A fickle miner chooses his coin as the easier one between two coins, only when the coin mining difficulty changes. So in this figure at T0, the BCH mining difficulty is high. So large mining power is involved in the BTC mining. After that, at T1, the BCH mining difficulty decreased. So the larger hash power moves from BTC to BCH. After that, at T2, the BCH mining difficulty increased. Because of that, the large mining power moves from BCH to BTC. Then considering this fickle mining, what will happen? More formally, what are equilibria in this situation? And how will the mining power change? So to this end, we construct a game and analyze this. There are two types of player. First, many miners with small hash power, and second, political BCH factions. The first type is the usual rational miner. So the usual rational miner dynamically chooses the most profitable one among three strategies. First, fickle mining, and second, only BTC mining, and third, only BCH mining. That is, depending the profitability of strategy, the miner can dynamically choose the most profitable one. We should note that only BTC and only BCH mining implies that they continuously conduct BTC and BCH respectively regardless of the coin mining difficulty. However, the second type of miners, political BCH factions, are concerned only about maintaining their existence Bitcoin Cash. For example, we can consider Bitmain. Bitmain is the biggest company producing mining hardware, and Bitmain was involved in the birth of Bitcoin Cash. So Bitmain may be such a faction, and they can only conduct BCH mining. In other words, they always choose only BCH mining strategy. This triangle figure represents the state. So where x-axis represents the hash power ratio of Bitcoin mining, and y-axis represents the hash power ratio of only BCH mining. Because the hash power ratio sums of Bitcoin mining and BCH mining is less than 1, the state should be presented inside the triangle. Moreover, K represents the price ratio between BCH and BTC. We can divide into 3 zones, so depending on the strategy profitability. So in the first zone, it's most profitable to conduct only BTC mining. And in the second zone, it's most profitable to conduct only BCH mining. And in the final zone, it's most profitable to conduct Bitcoin mining. According to the definition of 3 zones, the state moves along the corresponding arrow. So, for example, you can see the first zone. As I said before, in the first zone, only BTC mining is the most profitable. So miners would change their choice to only BTC mining. And the red arrow in the first zone goes southwestward. So now I will describe what is equilibrium. So to describe this, I will divide into 4 cases, depending on the hash power ratio of political BCH factions. In the first case, the hash power ratio of political BCH factions is 0. There are 2 types of equilibria. First is coexistence and the downfall of BCH. The yellow point is coexistence, and below the yellow line is the downfall of BCH, where there is no BCH lunar miners. So BCH, in the state of the downfall of BCH, BCH blocks cannot be generated. Moreover, we should note the downfall of BCH from K0 to 10. In other words, the heavy occurrence of Bitcoin mining is equilibrium. In the second zone, the hash power ratio of political BCH faction is small. There are also 2 types of equilibria. First, coexistence, and second, a lack of BCH lunar miners. And the red line indicates when hash power ratio involving in only BCH mining is equal to the hash power ratio of BCH fractions. Therefore, the lack of BCH lunar miners implies that the only political BCH factions are BCH lunar miners. In the third case, when the hash power ratio of political BCH factions is not small, also there are 2 equilibria as coexistence and a lack of BCH lunar miners. And this point is coexistence, and this yellow point is a lack of BCH lunar miners. In the final case, the hash power ratio of political BCH factions is large. There is only 1 equilibria as a lack of BCH lunar miners. Here you can wonder why this state represents a lack of BCH lunar miners, because you can think that in that state, the loyal BCH mining power is enough. But note that large mining power is possessed by a few entities called BCH political faction. Until now, I described that there are 2 equilibria. First, coexistence, and second, a lack of BCH lunar miners. By the way, does the state really move in practice according to our theory? What happened in practice? And is the lack of lunar miners really dangerous? Actually, in the reality, The game between BTC and BCH started on August 1st, 2017. This date is the birthday of Bitcoin Cash. So in the gray zone, the oval figure represents the actual data of the hash power ratio of Bitcoin Cash. And in the gray zone, Fickle miner should conduct Bitcoin Cash. We try to map each state into our triangle zone. To do this, we also collected the coin price and mining difficulty. For more detail, you can see our paper. And at the game start, the point moves downward, as shown in the below figure. Specifically, the state point is initially in zone 1st and then goes down to zone 2. After that, the state moved in zone 3, where Fickle mining is most profitable. So the hash power involved in Fickle mining largely increased. In the triangle figure, you can see the red and black arrows. The red arrows means the movement of hash power in agreement with our theory, while the black arrow is the movement deviating from our theory. Actually, we were able to observe some deviations when the state point is close to boundaries of zones. For example, you can see the second figure, so you can see the black arrows in this figure. As a result, before November 13, 2017, the status was close to the downfall of Bitcoin Cash. And at that time, the Bitcoin Cash state suffered from the lack of loyal miners. What does the lack of loyal miners influence the Bitcoin Cash system? There are three things. First, worse scalability. The Bitcoin Cash transactions process speed periodically became low, and it even took 4 hours to generate one block in some cases. And second, the lower level of decentralization. There are only 5 miners and only 2 accounts generated 70% of blocks. And finally, the lower level of security. The system was susceptible to double spending attacks with only 1 to 2% of the total computational power. As a result, scalability, decentralization, and security, all of them are undermined. However, there was a good thing on Bitcoin Cash system. There was a hard fork in the Bitcoin Cash system. So Bitcoin Cash updated its mining difficulty adjustment algorithm. This change affected the game as an external factor. So in other words, due to this hard fork on November 13, 2017, the status jumped from zone 3 into zone 2. Note that in zone 2, the status becomes close to the coexistence. So in practice, the status point gradually became close to the coexistence. This is in agreement with our theory. Now, Bitcoin Cash is safe. Actually, there is another scheme called automatic mining. In this scheme, miners automatically choose the most profitable one, and this scheme has already been popular. There is a mining pool called multiple supporting this scheme. And also, because usual Bitcoin mining pool supports one-button switch function, so usual miner can implement the automatic mining without a deep technical acknowledgement. The automatic mining can be stated again as follows. When the coin price or mining difficulty changes, miners can immediately switch the coin to be mined. Here, what is the difference between automatic mining and Fickle mining? Remember that in Fickle mining, only when mining difficulty changes, the miners can immediately switch the coin to be mined. Therefore, automatic mining can be considered to be automatically choosing the most profitable one among Fickle mining and only BTC mining and only BCH mining in real time. And our game analysis can be applied to the analysis of of the automatic mining. Again, consider the triangle figure. This red line represents that the Fickle mining hash power ratio is the same as K, which is the price ratio between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin. In the right side of the red line, all arrows move downward. In other words, in that region, the BCH Lua miners would decrease. Considering this fact, we can conclude that when a ratio K of the total mining power is involved in the automatic mining, then the state moves toward a lack of Bitcoin Cash Lua miners. Currently, K is about 5%. So Bitcoin Cash is still not safe when 5% of hash power is involved in automatic mining. And there was another hard fork in the Bitcoin Cash system. So eventually, Bitcoin Cash system was split into Bitcoin ABC and Bitcoin SV. Between two coins, there was a hash war. This was literally an aggressive war. Actually, this hash war belongs to the fourth case, where there is only one equilibrium as a lack of Bitcoin Cash Lua miners. For details of the hash war analysis, check our paper. Then how about Ethereum and Ethereum Classic? Actually, our game can be generalized. In other words, our analysis can be applied to any two coins that have comparable mining algorithms. The only important requirement is that major coin should have a mining difficulty similar to Bitcoin. Currently, Bitcoin mining difficulty is adjusted every 2016 blocks. So this part implies that major coins should adjust mining difficulty adjustment with a relatively long period of time. Currently, Ethereum has a short mining difficulty adjustment period. So to undermine the minor coin Ethereum Classic, then Ethereum should do a hard fork for mining difficulty adjustment algorithm update. But the update is not hard. So we already observed many successful updates of mining difficulty algorithm. As a result, Ethereum can undermine Ethereum Classic through a mining difficulty adjustment algorithm update. In summary, through Fickle mining and automatic mining, one major coin can undermine the rest of the minor coin. Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome, very interesting talk. Any questions? Let me start off with a question. You observed a lot of fluctuations and a lot of variation in hashing power. Yeah. Did you consider any mitigations that would allow you to saturate or protect against these kind of fluctuations?
Yeah, actually, we observed a large fluctuation in hash power, and we can observe through data analysis. So, and then we can consider this fluctuation as a Fickle mining through the coin price and mining difficulty data, and then we can analyze this situation.
And going past analyzing, can you mitigate people switching back and forth and reduce the security risks that are exposed?
Yeah. So actually, as I said before, the hard fork of the Bitcoin Cash mining difficulty update can mitigate the hash power fluctuation because after hard fork. Sorry. After hard fork of Bitcoin Cash mining difficulty adjustment algorithm, Bitcoin mining difficulty is adjusted relatively fast. So miners feel annoying to change coin mining strategy. So yeah.
Right. So your answer would be to change the economic incentives to reduce the amount of switching that the miners do.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Cool. Thanks for an interesting talk, Eugene.
Yeah, thank you.